So, yeah, I need to get an office chair, but we don't have money. Anyways, all right, morning cardio done. It is Wednesday, about 9 a.m. Typically Wednesdays, since I don't have any PT sessions, I usually typically like to sleep in a little bit. So we woke up around like 7:30 ish. Got up, hydrated, got morning cardio done, and now I'm gonna get some work done. I got a few client check-ins to look at, a few messages I need to reply back to, and then we are going to have meal one with a little bit of a morning espresso. But for the most part, today, nothing crazy. We're just gonna be resting today. Today is a rest day. I am gonna meet up with a buddy to help me kind of go through a couple rounds of posing, and then that's gonna be it. After this, though, we're gonna time travel back because I recorded my Tuesday upper body day, and I'll just put that into this video for the most part. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get to All right, so we are on our way to get some posing practice in with one of my buddies, Hash. We are, but prior or before we go do that, we're gonna go pick up some Starbucks. Get me a little pick me up. I haven't had Starbucks in a while. And then yeah, I'll show you guys or show you guys mandatory poses and kind of go through all that because I haven't really done much of any practice in general when it comes to posing. Obviously, I try to practice every day after my workouts, just spending like 5 to 10 minutes just working on hitting my poses, mandatory poses, and like routines. But haven't, to me at least, I feel like I haven't really practiced efficiently, or how can I say, like I don't know, the practice that I'm doing doesn't seem like it's enough, right? So I want to make sure that I have someone who has a pretty good eye when it comes to posing as well to kind of help me out with that. So that way it could be a little bit more objective when it comes to like critiquing my physique and critiquing my poses and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna pick up Starbucks, but I just want to give a quick tip, an easy way to get a lot of your steps in. Can I flip my camera here? No? Okay, I'll just flip it this way. It's obviously parked far away, and you get extra steps that way, right? So, yeah, I'll be right back, grab my coffee, and then we'll get to it.
Top of that heel. So right now you're hinging back. Step on that heel so you flex your glutes. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Drop that right hand and scoop that back a little bit more. There we go. Rotate a lot more. You get a lot more rotation out of that. Reset. I think you get your last to pop out a lot more. So start in front flex and rotate. Good. Yeah, so you can think like the broomstick cue where you're holding onto a broomstick as you get into it, and then you let go of that broomstick almost mentally. Instead of being packed in like this, you want this lat to be popped out. Yeah.
All right, so just like pull my
Pull the lat out of the transition. Don't lose it. Yeah, there we go. And almost think like you're resting this tricep on the lat.
Yeah.
There we go. You rotate a lot more, I think. And get those shoulders square. I think those hands can be a little more even placement.
Shifting my head.
Yeah, you're shifting your hips into it a little more.
Okay.
Just because your legs are so dense when you're so narrow like this, you're not presenting all the depth.
It feels awkward when I'm doing the firmer legs.
Yeah.
Because I was like this, and I'm like, it feels like a fucking ballerina.
Yeah, fucking plie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try one more time. Yeah, the amount of separation you have, it's fucking. It might be easier if you just get on the outside of this foot. Like straight up on the outside of it, yeah. So you're still up on the toe, but you're on the outside of that toe. So that allows you to almost engage everything without putting too much weight on it. So
What do you mean?
instead of flexing super hard on the foot, just lift
you're
up and just
rolling
be on
it?
the outside of that foot, and like you're almost rolling that ankle.
Okay.
Yeah. And it kind of reminds you not to put too much weight into it, you know what I mean? There we go. Slide down this knee.
It's almost like I'm on that pinky toe. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Just find that balance of where you distribute the weight. Might be overdoing it, underdoing it. So
In terms of the size, not as big as my right arm, but
Yeah.
in terms of detail and conditioning,
mm-hmm.
I like this side better.
Almost a slight crunch.
But I just, yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like other side can get into it easier.
Yeah. Do a slight crunch. Suck in that stomach like you're doing back in there. You go. Get those deep corners. Flex that opposite pec a little bit more. Rotate a little bit more. That's a really good shot. I like that. Send those hamstrings more though. Yeah, there we go. What?
I'll say to where it looks even.
I thought that was good, yeah. That's a really beautiful pose, actually.
It's weird. I can, like, because I've been practicing it for so long, it's a lot easier to get my legs to pop out.
Yeah,
than
you're so used to it. The front, even though it's the same thing.
The
Yeah,
what?
even though it's the same pose, essentially with the legs, is, yeah. Try turning your pinkies a little bit higher when you hit it. Yeah, let's hit again. And even do a little bit more of a shrug and lift up the shoulders a little bit higher. Yeah, way more size and way more width when you hit it that way. Yeah, I like that. Do it again normally and do it with the shrug again.
Do it with the shirt.
Do it normally first and then do it with the shrug. Let's see how it looks differently. Yeah, that opens up so much more and you get so much bigger, yeah. So when you hit it, even shrug into it and then you can drop
And
into
then
it.
just reset, like,
Yeah.
basically kind of reset.
Yeah, I like that. That looks way bigger and
Yeah.
and way more X-framed, yeah. It makes your upper body look way more proportionate to your legs too.
Okay.
Let's do that abdominal and thigh. Using your elbows to pull those lats open and forward. There we go. Try resting your hands a little higher on your head. No, it'll look better for sure. First one looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it again. Let's see.
It's just, it feels weird when I'm trying to get my elbows in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm like just basically cradling.
Turn that right quad out more. Yeah, there we go. Display all those details. Let's see your vacuum.
I wonder if it's, should I be tall? Because I feel like I am kind of crunching down a little bit.
From what I've seen, it's similar. Like from the side, Yeah, you kind of lean back into it and you kind of stay nice and proud, but you don't want to crunch down too hard because that makes you seem a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But with the elbows, just pull them forward and get the lats open up, but still stay nice and tall, but almost like sit back into it like you're doing a crunch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't actually end up rounding forward with it.
Okay.
So almost
basically
use your hips.
crunch.
Yeah, use your hips to do the crunch rather than your torso. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So fucking dense. Squeezing your obliques, just sucking your obliques as hard as you can. Blow all your air, almost like do a cough. There we go. There we go. I like that shot.
All right, we are finally done with the posing session with Hasher. Shout out to Hasher. Really appreciate you for taking the time to come out and help me with my posing. Again, that shit was kind of hard. Like the first actual time actually hitting poses, trying to sit into them, trying to hold them, making adjustments, all that stuff. I was like sweating. I was definitely getting it almost felt like a workout. I was like huffing and puffing. Muscles were cramping up and stuff like that. But overall, really, really good. Happy with the look for the most part. Obviously, we still got about 6 weeks to kind of chip away at the body fat, right? We still got a little bit more to lose, like in the lower back area, hamstring area, glutes area. That's where I kind of hold most of my fat and water to begin with anyways. I would say quads look phenomenal. My quads are, I would personally think, my strongest body part, and then the upper body slowly coming along as well. But yeah, that basically wraps things up. For the most part, what we're gonna do, I think I mentioned it before, we're gonna time travel back to yesterday, and I'm gonna show you guys my push day workout, hitting some chest, triceps, and a little bit of shoulders, and then showing you guys the pump after that. But yeah, after this posing session, got a little bit of more walking in since I was already at the gym. Did like another 30 minutes just to get my steps in. For the most part, I still got about, I'm at like 12K. I still got about like 3,000 more. So I'll probably do like another 20-30 minute session later this evening. Just walking on my walking pad for the most part. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling really, really good on this prep. I'm happy with everything. And I'm looking forward to Friday's check-ins, because I know me and coach, we are going to start pushing things a little bit harder, like 5 weeks out. So yeah, just got to keep pushing, keep chipping away, check off the boxes, and just remind myself that this is a privilege, right? I'm having fun with this prep. I'm enjoying every second of it, and being also like mindful of like what I'm actually doing this prep, so I can actually remember it. So yeah, all right, see you yesterday. I'll see you guys yesterday. Yeah. All right, yo, what is going on, YouTube? We are here. Oh, the volume down a little bit. We are here at the gym. We are about to get a upper body day in. Today's focus, we got chest, triceps with a little bit of shoulder. So basically like a push day. For the most part, chest is very much a lagging body part of mine. So we are emphasizing a lot of chest work throughout this prep. Today we're going to be hitting decline Smith machine press, and then a incline machine press. I think the one here at this gym has an Arsenal incline, so we'll utilize that. Then we'll go into an incline fly machine, and then we're going to do some weighted dips. Those are my 4 main chest movements as of right now. I more so definitely need to develop more of the lower pec area, hence why we're doing like a lot of decline stuff. But yeah, and then after that, shoulders, we're going to be doing some variation of like a close grip press, probably like a JM press on the Smith machine, and then some sort of like extension on the cable. And then we'll spam some lateral raises to finish it off. For the most part, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have the mic on or not during this workout. I might just do a voiceover depending on how I'm feeling. If there's a lot of people in the gym, I don't know, I'm still not comfortable talking into the camera by myself when there's a lot of people around. So, for ado, we're gonna finish this pre-workout. It's a non-stim. I believe the the raw, what is it? EAA performance or something like that. It's a non-stim. I prefer non-stim pre-workouts during my workout sessions because usually I'll drink coffee throughout the day for my like caffeine intake for the most part. But yeah, push day, chest, triceps, shoulders. Let's get to it. All right. What is going on, guys? So I decided I'm going to do a voiceover while we watch my workouts. For the most part, I'm going to kind of run through everything as we go into each exercise, kind of explain my setup, of what I'm doing for each set, how I'm setting up, all that good stuff, and hopefully kind of give you guys some pointers in when it comes to like setting up, training, whatever. And then I'm also just going to kind of like speak my mind and share my thoughts. All right, so for the most part right here, we're going to be doing a decline Smith machine press, right? Focusing on that lower part of the pec. My main goal here when I'm setting up is making sure I'm able to kind of decompress and pinch my shoulder blades down into that pad so that way I can kind of expand my rib cage. Again, my main goal here is to focus on that lower part of the pec. As I'm pressing, I'm making sure I'm driving up through my palms. And I kind of want to almost like extend my elbow and try to get my elbows to pretend like they're trying to touch and squeeze through. Right here, I'm hitting 2 hard working sets. Anywhere from like, my goal is to try to hit 20 reps. I think here I only got like 18 or something like that. But yeah, for the most part, all of my sets, I'm basically going to try to just train close to failure, maybe like leave 1 or 2 reps in reserve. Because for the most part, we're not having a lot of calories and we don't have a lot of energy, and I don't want to hurt myself. Transitioning into the second exercise, we're going to be hitting this Arsenal incline press right here, which actually I kind of like. I kind of like the narrow grip here. For the most part, when I'm setting up, my main goal is to make sure the handles are kind of aligned just above my chest, more so above like the nipple line area, right? And then here I want a little bit of external rotation through my elbow, so it's almost like I'm squeezing something in between my armpits so that way my shoulder blades are engaged. And again, I'm pressing through my palms, and then as I'm pressing through my palms, I'm trying to extend through my elbows, pretending like I'm trying to get my elbows and my biceps to touch. Okay, here again, making sure I have slow controlled tempo with my reps. I think this one I did two to 3 working sets just because it took me a little bit to kind of warm up. For the most part, I did kind of start at 3 plates prior to this video, but notice that that shit was way too heavy. I can only get like 2 or 3 reps, so I dropped down to 2 plates and a quarter here. And then I also did do a back off set here, so I took off the quarters, only had 2 plates, same thing. Try to hit as many reps as possible. I think here I only got like 8 or 10 or something like that for the most part. But yeah, again, my main goal as of right now throughout this whole prep for my workouts is we are just working with 2 to 3 hard sets, anywhere close to failure, maybe leaving 1 or 2 reps in reserve. I'm not training balls to the wall right now. I'm not trying to get hurt or anything like that. My main goal is just trying to push, contract, get all the blood into the muscle as much as possible here. Okay, here you'll notice I'm kind of like already tapping out and getting a few partial reps just because I'm already kind of gassed. Again, on my training days right now, I'm only eating about roughly 130 grams pre-workout, and then post-workout, I think I'm ending my total carb intake at like 175, right? This next exercise right here, incline machine fly. This is the Arsenal product right here. I'm adding a pad so that way I can kind of expand my rib cage at the top a little bit more, and so that way I can kind of drive my elbows back and kind of get a deeper stretch here. Again, I'm pretending like I'm internally rotating my elbows so that way I'm able to engage my shoulder blades, pretend like I'm squeezing something in between the armpits, right? And then my main focus here is, again, driving my hands up, but I want to lead through with my elbows, making sure I'm trying to pretend like I'm getting my elbows to touch, okay? And then driving those biceps into that pec for the most part. So when it comes to training, my thought process here is really, if it feels good and you're not hurting yourself, like in terms of like joints, you don't feel like anything is tearing, for the most part, you should be fine, right? When it comes to like, I guess you could say quote unquote optimal training, there is no right or wrong exercise. what it really comes down to is just finding the right exercise that you like as well as fits your body type. Okay? You could honestly do anything and everything as long as it works for you and you enjoy doing it and you can do it consistently for a long period of time. Okay, this last chest movement right here, I'm doing a weighted dip. For the most part, I'm just trying to be a little bit more upright, folks. Again, focusing more on the chest. I am going to get a little bit of tricep work and a little bit of like anterior delt work, front shoulder work here. But for the most part, again, trying to keep my elbows locked in place. Here, I'm doing like 2 to 3 working sets. For the dips, I'm doing all sets to failure for the most part. As you can see here, my foot started to cramp up during the set, which kind of like forced me to stop, which was kind of dumb, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's basically the 4 main chest movements right there. On to some tricep work. So here, one of my favorite exercises, doing a JM press on the Smith machine. Here, I'm not going too heavy because one, I want to make sure I'm loading properly on my elbows, not creating too much tension through the elbows, but still heavy enough to where I'm getting a good enough stretch through the triceps. So as I'm coming down, my main focus is driving or pulling this barbell down to my forehead. I'm slightly flaring out my elbows just so that way I'm not adding any extra tension and I don't want any elbow pain. And again, as I'm pushing up, I'm trying to pretend like I'm extending through my elbow to fully lock out to really flex the triceps at the top. Here, again, two working sets. My main goal is to get 10 to 12 plus reps. Not quite sure how much I did here. I did a couple partials. As you can see, um, here the barbell is a little bit too close to my face if I'm being completely honest. And like, luckily I did come out because that could have been very, very bad right there for the most part. So we're gonna finish off with the triceps here with some cable extensions. I'm gonna speed run through this because honestly, for the most part, it's relatively simple. Main goal here is I'm trying to make sure the cable is aligned through my arm, as you can see, aligned with my shoulder, elbow joint, and my wrist. I'm just extending and trying to make a straight line with my body. Last exercise here, some lateral raises, spamming some lateral raises to get that 3D look on my shoulders. Right, my main goal is to drive through the elbows. My hands don't want to go above my elbows here. And my main focus and my main cue whenever I'm doing lateral raises is pushing my elbows out and then up. And again, trying to get my elbows to align with my shoulders, making sure my hands don't go above my elbows here. And then, of course, I'm going all the way till failure here. I might get a few partial reps at the end for the most part, but that's kind of it for the most part with my push day. If you guys like this voiceover, if you guys want me to actually mic up and explain everything while I'm working out, I'm more than happy to do that. Giving you guys a quick flex right here, getting a nice pump. Everything feels good, even though I'm like eating low carbs right now. But when I'm working out and the blood's going, it feels good. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
All right, so that is a wrap. I'm going to turn off this fan real quick. That is a wrap for today's push day. Felt really, really good. Obviously, don't have that many carbs in me as of right now because 6 weeks out. Anyways, but yeah, like for the most part, felt really, really good during the sessions. Joints feel good. I don't feel like they're, and besides the energy capacity, where I like get gas relatively fast. Strength for the most part, somewhat about the same. I did have to drop like the incline press. I did have to drop the weight just a little bit. So a little bit of a strength decrease, but for the most part, we're still trying to keep intensity high, still trying to push a good enough amount of weight. Right now, coach took out all intensifiers. We're just doing straight hard sets for the most part. But yeah, I feel really, really good. Um, Today, probably the first time this whole prep, when I was posing, I felt really, really good. I felt really confident. So like, I'm really happy with where the physique is at. Currently, 196 is my lowest. I weighed myself this morning. I was 196.5.
96.8ish, I believe, 196.6 or 96.8, something like that. But we did hit a new low, so I'm happy with the look and the size that we have. I think we're down about like 30 pounds, to be honest, roughly, maybe more closer to 20. Um, but yeah, like I'm excited because once we start carbon up, I feel like uh, once I have all the carbs and the muscles are popping out of the skin, it's gonna look crazy. So I'm really excited for that. But for the most part, we got to keep pushing through, got to keep digging, got to keep suffering, hit the cardios, hit the steps, get all the meals in, get all the supplements in, get all the training and all that stuff in. Just all we got to do is just keep checking off the boxes, trust the process. I've been working with Ben for 4 years, so I know he like me. He knows my body really, really well. We've done multiple diet phases and push phases, so we kind of know what we're doing for the most part. Even though this is our first prep together. Um, Also, that brings a side note on that, right? It's very, very important to stick with a coach that you trust for a good amount of time, right? Allow them to get to learn your body, allow them to learn more about you and what makes you tick, what you like, what you dislike, right? And have them learn how to manage you, right? And I think that's why this prep has been relatively going very, very well with Ben, just because I've been working with him since 2021, so he knows how I think, he knows how I operate, and he knows when to either push me or when to pull me back. So I'm really, really happy that again I found a coach that I'm able to trust and be able to like move forward with him, even though regardless of what the results are. For the most part, this is like a collaboration slash partnership. Like we're gonna continue to work on improving the physique until we're competitive enough to be pro. So that's kind of the goal, and that's what I kind of told him. Is like I want to work together to be able to at least be competitive enough to compete for a pro card. That's my goal. So within the next couple of years, because I won't be doing this for a very long time. I'm already almost 30, and I got other aspiration goals outside of bodybuilding that I want to achieve as well. So yeah. But yeah, this wraps up the video. If you liked the video, please leave a comment what you liked about the workout program, what you didn't like, what kind of other stuff you guys want to see. And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Also hit that notification for the next time the next video pops up. Okay? Stay tuned. Be good. Do good. Be safe. Later. Peace.